Hello, my name is Nicolaas and today I'm here to tell you about my favorite game of the month. This month I chose Dog Lover. Dog Lover is a game by David Short for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. It's published by AEG. In Dog Lover you will be collecting cards in a very unique way. Let me show you how that works. At the start of the game, each player gets a dog card and a standard trick card. In the middle of the table, you will create a 3x3 grid for the game cards. Next to it, you make a display for rescue shelter dogs and dog tricks. Players start the game without hand cards. We will have to acquire those from the center of the table from our 3x3 grid. The way this works is we will use these trick cards to gather those cards from the middle. On the card you can see a number of squares and they will tell you how many cards you can take and the pattern you can use. You can twist the card any way you want. Just beware that you take only the amount that is shown on the card. For example, when I hold this card like this, I would be able to take the cards from the middle row. However, there's also a watchdog. You can never take more than one card from the row that the watchdog is looking at. At the end of each turn, each player will remove the watchdog and put it in another row or column. When you have decided which card you want to use, you take all the cards that you can with that trick card. And you add those to your hand. Immediately after that, you will refill the grid with 3 new cards. Let's take a look at the different cards and what they do for you during the game. Food cards will help you to collect food resources, and these food resources will be needed to feed your dogs, because at the end of the game you will only score those dogs that have had enough food during the game. These favorite thing cards will score you points at the end of the game. For each unique favorite thing card you have, you score points. If you have a set of 5 unique cards, they will score you 15 points at the end of the game. Training cards will help you to get new trick cards. If you want a new trick card, you can buy any one card you want. Just look at the cost that is printed on the card. So for this point trick card, I would have to discard 2 of these training cards. When you get a new trick card, you can take it into your hand and it will help you to get more cards and use different patterns. With these adoption cards, you can go to the rescue shelter and adopt one of the dogs that's on the display. Simply turn in 2 cards and you can take any one of the 3 dogs that are at the rescue shelter. If you have a trade card that matches the size of your dog, you can combine it with that dog. It will allow you to score points at the end of the game in a special way. For example, this tour guide allows you to put an unlimited amount of walk cards behind it instead of the one that you're normally only allowed to. Just remember that if you want to score points for every dog at the end of the game, you have to have enough food on that card. At the end of the game, you will score points for each of your dogs, for its traits, and if you have a set of favorite thing cards, these will also give you some victory points. If you have collected some of these bone cards, they will also help you to score more points. If you have 3 of them, you get 2 extra points per dog. If you have 2 of them, you will get 1 point extra per dog. Just remember to feed all the dogs that you have in front of you. If one of the dogs doesn't have enough food on its card, it will not score you any points. This was a short overview of the game. What I really like about the game is that you can use one card to do different things or score your points in different ways during the game. For example, this training card, if you gather a few of them, you can trade them in and learn your dog a new trick. This trick card will help you to gather even more cards or use a different pattern to gather them. Or you can tuck this training card under one of your dogs, and this will score you 1 point at the end of the game. If, however, you find this teacher's pet trade card and you combine it with your dog, it will allow you to tuck an unlimited amount of these training cards behind this one. That's how you will score even more points. That's one of the reasons why I really like Dog Lover, and apparently I'm not the only one. This was my favorite game of the month. If you want to know more about this game or many other games, you can follow Meeple Care on Instagram, YouTube or Facebook. Thanks for watching.